Yeah, high voltage line that supplies the field day site comes from a pole, SAPN pole over by the old tennis courts, which is just south of the school. It comes underground all the way through to enter the site, goes underneath the office in direct line to across the transformer, and virtually it's got, which is good for 400 amps a phase, then into a switchboard, the main switchboard, which is BE Switchcraft switchboard, which has got 2 breakdown breaker spaces left for submains in it, and from there goes across from that main switchboard, goes to numerous subboards, which the main subboard that it goes to is at the big pump site, which is where we are now, which I think is protected by a 200 amp 3-phase breaker. And then from that main switchboard goes to another row 5, which is also good for 250 amps. Then there's another subboard on row 1, which I think is protected by 80 amps. And then there's a local subboard within the main switchboard, which there's rows 2 to 6, I think, comes off there. 2 generator pits here for at one stage we disconnected it off of mains this end of the field day site. We could up the amount of current that we get back into the part of the site. So virtually all these rows here and all these rows up to 13 all come off of this end. They all came off of that switchboard in there. We only had a certain amount of current we could give to this end, so we needed to split it up and put in 2 big gen sets for this one event. So what we did is we pulled out half the circuits from that switchboard, pulled them out, put them into the outgoing ones, put them into that junction box, which is marked switchboard 36, but it's a junction box. Then we ran those as submains, extended them back into that switchboard in here, which we then ran a submain down to that genset pit, or incoming mains to that genset pit. Put a big genset over there, in there, went off to all the rows. And also that switchboard was disconnected from the mains and then was run from this generator pit here, where there was a generator sitting over that. So virtually we disconnected from the mains, put half through that switchboard and one genset, and half from this genset. At times we have needed to move a couple of circuits over. That's why there's a cable going from behind back into this box. There's also, when we did some more excavations here a while ago, submain, which emanates from that board in the pump shed that feeds this switchboard here, got damaged, only superficially, but there is just out from that junction box there is underground, there is a little enclosure which has been potted out with epoxied resin. There's no join there, it's just that 2 of the cables got knocked, and it was just as easy to cut a box out, put it over the top and pot them out. So there is no chance of that ever failing, but that's what's there. Other probably points here is that there's an interconnect cable going from this bigger pump down to the smaller pump shed. There is a Cat 5 cable in there, and also a twin. The Cat 5 cable was for in case we ever put some other telemetry with it, digital telemetry. At the other end, there's interfacing relays, and virtually the green pair and the blue pair and mates are joined together, and the brown and green colours and mates are joined together. So it's just 2 wire.